Hello, my loves. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope you're doing lovely today. Hope you're having a good day. And we are here today with a crochet tutorial for this Demogorgon keychain. So this is what we're going to make today, right? So this is a particular keychain that you can, you can bend it, you can enclose if you want, right? If you want to enclose it, you can do so, and if you want to, open it up, make it look beautiful, you can do so as well, right? So this is the crochet tutorial we're going to do today, and materials we're going to use today will be the yarn, of course, so the red, and then the black, right? And then we're going to use the sand beige, white. Okay, so these are the four main colors for today's tutorial. If you want, you can also use the gray, right, instead of the sand beige. So you can use the light gray or the dark gray. I have the light gray, and the yarn that I'm using for today is the worsted cotton. Okay, it's 8-ply. It's 100% cotton, but if you're not familiar with this particular kind of yarn, because this is kind of quite difficult for the amigurumis, I do not know why, but I really like working on these. If you want a softer yarn, then you can use milk cotton yarn, right? You can use that, either this or that. Okay, so these are the yarns that you are supposed to get. And the other essentials that we need would be the bending wire. I have the black one. You can use the silver, the regular one. The reason why I have black is because I bought this for Harry Potter's amigurumi doll for the spectacles, the glasses, but as I haven't finished that project, so we're going to use this for the Demogorgon that we're making today, alright? And then you will be needing 2.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, so a stitch marker, sorry, a stitch marker. All right, we only need one for today, and then of course the darning needle, and then this one for the keychain, right? We need this because we're making a keychain, and the scissor. Okay, so these are the things that we need, and without further ado, let's begin with the tutorial. So initially, I was planning on working with the black yarn, but I know it's difficult for you guys to understand, so I'm going to use the dark biscuit, okay? So let's begin with the magic circle, or magic ring, I mean. Alright, pull through, right? You go in, and then you pull through. Alright, okay, now you adjust the circle, and now you need to do a single crochet into it, right? So you do a single crochet, and then you use your stitch marker. All right, so you, after this first single crochet, you add in your stitch marker, right? And then you are going to continue doing 5 more single crochet. Okay, so total we're going to have 6 single crochet for round number 1. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, number 6. All right, now we are going to tighten it up, right? And now you take off your stitch marker, right? Now you go into the first single crochet, right? And then do not do a slip stitch, instead you do a single crochet, all right? And then you put back your stitch marker, sorry. Okay, now after you're done with the first single crochet, you do another single crochet into the same chain space. Okay, so this becomes 1 and 2, single crochet into the same chain space, which means that we're going to do increases for round number 2. So this is the first increase. Now we're going to two more single crochet into the next chain space, which means this is the second increase, right? Okay, this is the third, this is the fourth, and now the fifth. Okay, and then the sixth. All right, so this one is the last one. So when you count, you should have 12 single crochets, okay, for round number 2. All right, I don't know, every time I'm recording, my hands, they just incline towards the right. I don't know why. Okay, never mind. Now we begin with round number 3. So you take off your stitch marker from the first single crochet, you go in, no slip stitching, we're going to do a single crochet, right? Add your stitch marker again into the first single crochet. All right, and now go to the next chain space and you do an increase, right? So 1 and 2 single crochets into the same chain space. Right, now, okay, now first was 1 single crochet, then increase for 2. Now we're going to do a single crochet into the third chain space, right? So this is just one single crochet. Give me a moment. 1 single crochet. Now go to the next chain space, do an increase. Right, so increase means 2 single crochet into the same chain space. Now just 1 single crochet here, right, and then 2 single crochets into the same chain space as an increase, right, and then 1, then an increase, right, 1, then an increase, 1, give me a moment, it's a bit tight, okay, 1, and then an increase, right, okay. All right, now this should give you, let me count, I actually forgot how many stitches we're going to have in round number 3. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. All right, so 18 of them. Okay, so after we're done with round number 3, we're going to go to round number 4. So you take off your stitch marker, and now you do a single crochet into this space for round number 4, right? Okay, put back your stitch marker. Okay, and now you do an increase in the next space. So two single crochets into next space, right? Now we are going to begin with the pattern, okay, the new pattern for round number 4. So we are going to do a single crochet into the next chain space, 1 more single crochet into the next chain space, and then an increase. All right, okay, so it's going to be 1 1 and 2, 1 1 and 2. All right, so 1 1 and 2. All right, so 1, 1 and 2. Okay, 1, 1 and 2. Okay, 1, 1 and 2. Okay. All right, now we have the last chain space left. So if we do 1 single crochet here, then the total becomes 24. Okay, but as the Demogorgon has got 5 petal face, so we need to do a multiple of 5, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 more single crochet, all right, to make it a 25. So for this one, you just go into the chain space, you pull up a loop, right? Now we are going to do a color change. So you take off your hook gently. Now we're going to add the red. Okay, we're going to take the red now, right? You go into the loop, the 2 loops again, right? And now we are going to add the red, right? So you pull through both the 2 loops. Okay, now you need to tighten up. Okay, I'm going to tighten up my dark biscuit color yarn. You will have to tighten up your black. Okay, and now what you do is you take this yarn tail back, you take off your stitch marker, right? And now you are going to do a slip stitch. All right, so now we're going to do a slip stitch, but only into the back loop. So you go in and you do a slip stitch. Okay, right, you add in your stitch marker, right, and then go into the back loops only, because that is going to be your pattern for round number 6, all right, before we start doing the petals. So you take your yarn with you, right, and then you do your back loop slip stitches. Okay, all right, slip stitch, right, and slip stitch. Okay, you go into the back loop and do your slip stitches. Okay, you go into the back loop and do your slip stitches again, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I forgot that. When you do back loop slip stitches, you cannot carry your yarn. Well, I'm only human, so apologize though. All right, now let's just continue. We're going to do a slip stitch, back loop slip stitches. All right, so you keep doing that, go around. Okay, and then after you've finished with this round, I'll meet you at the end. Okay. Okay, so after we're done with round number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so this was round number 5. I'm sorry I said round number 6 earlier. Now, after we finished with round number 5, you take off your stitch marker, right? Take it off, and now we are going to do, right, back loop slip stitch for round number 6. Well, this isn't round number 6 actually, because now we're going to start making the petals. So this is going to be the slip stitch. The reason why we're going to do a slip stitch on every petal we finish is because we need to make spaces, okay, in between the petals. So this particular slip stitch is going to give you that, and that's the reason why I told you to do 25 instead of 24 stitches, okay, in round number 4. Okay, now we are going to, For this one, we can finally take the yarn that we missed earlier. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to go into the back loop, right, and do a single crochet. So we're going to do a single crochet, right? This is the first one. We're going to do 4 single crochets in total. Okay, so you go into the back loop, all right, do a single crochet. Give me a moment, it's stuck. Okay, so you do a single crochet, right, back loop, single crochets. You go to the third one, the third back loop, and do another single crochet. Okay, and then you go into the fourth and do another single crochet. But it's better you just after you finish with your third single crochet, you can take your yarn tail to the back. Okay, you take your yarn tail to the back, and then you do your fourth single crochet in the back loop, because that is going to give you a neater finish, because now that we have secured the red yarn tail, now we can cut it off, right? So do it until single crochet number 3, and then you take it back so we can cut it off later. Okay, all right, so let me reiterate. Okay, so it's going to be slip stitch, okay, for round number 6. Actually, not the round number 6, but the petal that we're going to start making now. We're going to do a slip stitch. You add your stitch marker, and then for 1, 2, 3, and 4, we are going to do a back loop, single crochet. All right, now we are going to chain 1. Okay, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to turn our work. Right now, this space that we have, the first chain space, we're going to go in and do a single crochet. Right, we're going to do a single crochet, and now we're going to go to the second space. You yarn over, you go in. Right, so for this round we are going to go through all the entire chain, all right, not just the back or the front loop. So you yarn over, you go into, and then you pull through all 3 as your half double crochet. You yarn over, right, go through the same chain space, you go in, you do a double crochet now. All right, so pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over again, go to the next chain space, and you do a double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, same chain space, you do a half double crochet. Okay, all right, and now before this one, before the stitch marker, there is another chain. So into that we're going to do 2 single crochets. Okay, so 1 and 2. All right, so I hope you understood. So you chain 1 and turn your work, you do a single crochet, half double, all right, crochet, and double crochet into the same chain space, and double crochet, half double crochet into the next chain space, into the same chain space, and then 2 single crochet into the next chain space, into the same chain space. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, all right, and now we're going to go to this space here, and we're going to go and do a single crochet. All right, now we're going to go to the next chain space and do another single crochet. Right, okay, all right, so that's 1 and 2 single crochets. Now you yarn over and you do a half double crochet, pull through all 3. All right, now you do a double crochet into the same chain space, so pull through 2 and pull through 2. Right, now you go to the next space and do 2 double crochets into the same space. Okay, so yarn over, right, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, same space, right, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Okay, now we're going to go to the next chain space. You do a double crochet, right, and same space, half double crochet, right, and now the next space you do a single crochet, And now on the last space that we have here, right, this one, we're going to do 2 single crochets. All right, so it's like an increase, so we're going to do 1 and 2. Okay, now we are going to chain 1, turn our work, right, turn our work, and then we're going to do a single crochet into the first chain, right, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into the next, so yarn over, okay, pull through all 3. Now we're going to go and do a double crochet into the next, so pull through 2, pull through 2, okay, and then next chain space you do another double crochet, right, okay, you yarn over again, go to the next chain space, and then you do a double crochet, right, now into the same chain space we are going to yarn over it twice, and we're going to do a treble crochet. All right, so you pull through 2, you pull through 2, and you pull through 2. All right, so that's the pattern for this. Now we're going to mirror that on the other side, so yarn over twice, go through the next chain space, you pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. All right, into the same chain space of the treble crochet you do a double crochet, right, okay, and now you go to the next chain space and do a double crochet and another double crochet into the next chain space, okay, right, and then half double crochet into the next chain space, go through all 3, right, and then we're going to do single crochet into the next 2 chain spaces, so 1 single crochet on this one and then another single crochet on the other chain space. All right, so that is all for the petal. All right, so this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so this is it for the petal. All right, now when you do it with the black and the red, this is how it's going to look like. Let me show it to you. You do 4 more petals the same way I taught you, and it turns out to be like this. Right, okay, here you go. So it turns out to look like this, right? Okay, so that's how it's going to look like. Mind you, we're going to have a lot of yarn tails, which we're going to weave in later, right? That's why we need a darning needle for this one. It's very essential. Okay, so it's going to look like this, all right? And we're going to do the same pattern, okay, only with the dark biscuit color, and then we are going to do another with the flower. Alright, we're going to do another one with the dark biscuit color. Okay, so we are going to do this one and this one. All right, so okay, and then the reason why we need this is because we are going to attach it from the back. Right, we're going to attach it from the back. All right, so after we finish weaving in the ends, right, I mean, you don't have to cut after you weave in the sides, okay, after you make the front side clean, right, now you can keep this as it is. You don't have to worry about that, okay, you don't have to cut them off, because eventually when we attach it, okay, it is going to go in and you won't know the difference because then it'll be neat, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But before we attach these two, what we're going to do is we're going to do the teeth, okay? So we're going to, All right, thread your white yarn, okay, with your darning needle and then you start doing your teeth. Well, I'm using this one because while I was threading my needle, it fell off and went under the sofa, and as I have got short hands, so I'm not being able to pick it up myself. So maybe later when someone comes in, I'm going to ask them for help. I don't know, I'm very clumsy today, but it's all right. It happens, right? It's okay to be clumsy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make the teeth. Okay, so what we're going to do is this area that we have here, okay, this area, we're going to make the teeth a little bigger, all right, and then on the petals we're going to make them tiny. We're going to make the tiny ones here, all right. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to, so we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So we have got 5 stitches, 5 single crochet, including the slip stitch. So we're going to do not the first one, but the second one, all right? So the second one that we have here, right? Okay, so this one we are going to go in to, all right? So we're going to go in, all right? And then we're going to keep a little bit of the yarn tail at the back. And now we're going to go in and you, so we're going to do V, okay, so you put it in, all right, and then you go this way, right, and go back into the same space. I'm sorry, I hit my stand. Okay, and then becomes your V, right, and you go back into the same space, you pull it up, right, you pull it up. It can get a bit messy when you're doing it. Give me a moment. There's some red that went in. Okay, and now this one, okay, you put it back. All right, now we are going to go here on this side and then make it into a V, right? I mean inverted triangle. Right, so this becomes your inverted triangle. We're going to go in from the bottom and then we are going to pull it up, right? Okay, I don't know why, but sewing is something that I do not like, but what can we do? We need it sometimes, right? Okay, so you go in the middle, right? You go into the middle, right? And then you need to pull. Okay, all right. Now we're going to go in again. Right, go in. Okay, so this becomes the bigger part of the teeth. So this is how you do it, right? Okay, now you go, you skip this middle, and then we are going to work on this one, all right? So you go in. I apologize if I'm not being able to sew properly, but I'm trying my best here to teach you how to, even I'm not so good at it. And also because of the needle that I have right now, it's bigger than the one that I was about to use, so that's why it's being a bit messy. Right, now you go to the next one here, go in. Oh, all right, go in. And then you go into the V, the bottom here. Alright, and then you go in here. Right, okay. Okay. Now you go to the bottom. Yeah, right here. And then you go to the front, to the top again. Okay, and then you go in to the bottom again, and then, oh, right, the drawback of this needle is because the loop is too big and it just slips off every time you are sewing. Okay, now okay, right, now you go in. Okay, so this is how it's going to be around. So we're going to do 2 teeth in 1 petal, okay, around. So this is like the butt, okay, this is like the butt. So we're going to do 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. All right, so after you're done with that, then I'll meet you at the end of the round. All right, so this is how it's going to look at the end of this round, and after you finish making the teeth around. Right, now we are going to do the teeth into the petals now. Okay, all right, so you take your needle and your thread. Well, I still have got some left from the previous round, so thread in, and then now you start walking onto the petal. Okay, so this one is just random. You don't have to learn how to do it. You can just, like, keep threading wherever, sewing wherever you want, right? It's just like a haywire. You don't have to have a particular pattern for this one, all right? So you just go in wherever, and then you just start making the teeth. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it this way, right? Okay, you just, okay. So, okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to just, sew wherever you want, okay? And then after you're done, I'll meet you at the end, okay? Okay, so once you're finished with the stitches, then this is how it's going to look like. Now we're going to attach it. Well, my friends, it's getting dark outside, so I need to finish it quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them together, right? And you're going to bring in your bending wire. Okay, you need to bring in your bending wire, and now we are going to start working with the touch. Okay, all right, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the dark biscuit or the sand beige color that we have, right? Okay, so just to let you know, while you're working with this, you need to be very cautious with this one. Okay, it might hurt you, it might poke you, so be careful. Now what we're going to do is, once we get this, we're going to bend it a bit, right? We're going to bend it a bit, and we're going to turn it this way, actually. Okay, we're going to turn it this way, and then we're going to work on attaching the 2 sides. Okay, so first what we do is we are going to take only the back loop. Okay, we're going to take only the back loop of the red, and then we're also going to take only the back loop of the sand beige. But we're going to first, we're going to take this with you, we're going to take the bending wire with you. You put it in this way, right? Hold it, and then you bring it to the front, okay? And now you go in to the back loop of this side, and then you are going to take your yarn, right? Take your yarn, and then you do a slip stitch, all right? You do a slip stitch on this one, you chain one, all right? So that's the first one. Now you go to the back loop of your second stitch. You can take this yarn out the back if you want. You take the back loop of this second stitch, you bring your wire in the front, okay, and then you go to the back loop of this one. Now after we finish with the slip stitch in the first stitch, we are going to do single crochets all the way around, okay? So you bring in and then you do a single crochet, right? And then you go into the back loop, take your wire with you, right? And then you take the other side, the back loop of the other side of your patch, and then you do a single crochet, right? Okay. And then again, I'm so sorry if it's getting dark. I hope you can understand. You do the same, okay, and then do a slip stitch. Do a single crochet. Go into the back loop. You bring your wire with you. Go into the back loop of the other patch, and then you do a single crochet. All right. Okay, and then you go this way, back loop. You bring in your wire with you, and then you go into the back loop of the other patch, and you do a single crochet. Right. Okay. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to just do a single crochet from the back loops of both the patches, and then you are going to go around, and once you are here at the end, that's where you're going to meet me, okay? Alright, my friends, I'm so sorry it's dark already, so I just have to show it to you very quickly. Alright, so once you are here, okay, now what you do is you cut off your wire, alright? You cut off your wire, right? And then now what you do is you bend it, okay? And then you use the first side of the wire, you bend it as well, you make it into a V, right? You make it into a V, and now you go ahead and do the attaching, okay? And now you start attaching, you go in, and then you start attaching it, all right? Okay, so you go in and close up, right? Okay, you go in and start closing up, okay? Right. Okay, you start closing up, okay? So that's all you need to do. You just go around now, and then you close up on this side, okay? You go around and close up here, right? And then you are going to get this as your final, oh, give me a moment. Right, now this is what you're going to get as your final product. Here you go. Right, so when you finish it, it's going to actually look like this. It's going to look blunt. It's how it's going to look like, right? This is how it's going to look like. But it's for you to bend and make it pointier, okay? And that's how you are going to shape it into the Demogorgon that we see in Strange Things, okay? And then you can also attach your keychain, okay, from the black. And alright, so this is the final product. I'm so sorry guys, it's dark here already, and I didn't want to, keep the video incomplete and continue tomorrow. I wanted to get the pattern as soon as possible, so I hope it's still right enough for you to see, okay? And if you do not understand, then kindly let me know, alright? If you do not understand any of the step, kindly let me know, and I will send you the pattern, okay? You can also add me on Instagram. I have the link in the description box, and I will help you out, okay? Any way possible, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm so happy to have you here at Madame Colles. And if you like this video, then kindly share and also like and subscribe, because that would mean a lot to me, and that will help me to grow my channel as well. So I hope you have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next tutorial that I'm planning to do. All right, okay, so bye bye.